Welcome to Arirang Live. It's 11 a.m. here in Seoul, and I'm Kim Dami. In just a minute, we're going to cross over to the latest briefing from the South Korean health authorities on the COVID-19 outbreak. This is the first briefing of the day. Earlier in the morning, we learned that South Korea has confirmed 10 new COVID-19 cases on a Saturday, bringing the total number to 10,781. For the last 7 days, the daily number of confirmed cases has been under 20. With no deaths for 2 consecutive days on a Saturday, the death toll remains at 240. And over 8,600 people have fully recovered and been sent home. The briefing is about to begin, so let's take a listen.
We also have sign language translation available. First, here is Mr. Yoon Tae-ho on the briefing on the coronavirus outbreak. Let us now begin our regular briefing for April 25th, Saturday. As of today midnight, we have 10 new cases and a total of 1,843 people are in quarantine. We have 240 death tolls, and for 2 straight days, we had no additional fatalities. Out of the 10 new cases, 6 were reported here in the country, and we had a total of 4 imported cases, and 1 have been reported at the airport quarantine, while the rest of the 3 have been reported through community transmissions. And Central Disaster and Safety Countermeasures Headquarters held a meeting presided by the Prime Minister Chung Se-kyun, and he said that the largest crisis that we face is that he also quoted the words of the WHO Director General, saying that we cannot let our guards down as of yet, saying that the largest risk is the complacency. This is the first weekend that we have after we have the relaxed social distancing measures, and he also urged the religious circles to abide by the quarantine measures. And also we had yesterday a pan-governmental meeting of the 12 ministries, and we rolled out the specific guidelines. And these guidelines are aimed at aiming to have a sustainable quarantine measures going forward, and we will be providing these, these will be finalized after we listen to the opinions of the public. And they will touch upon the daily lives as well as recreational lives, including dining, traveling, and so forth. The drafts have been released so that they can be practical, and they will be open to the opinions of the public and the experts. And having social distancing within our daily lives is actually only possible when we have a striking of a balance between our daily lives as well as quarantine measures. And they will be made practical so that they can be sustained by our public. The final ones will be released by each of the ministries, and they will be also revealed to the public as soon as they are finalized. And we will go over the reviews and to see whether they have any rooms for improvement. Therefore, we ask the public to have interest in the draft guidelines and give us any recommendations. And moreover, we have the 5 major guidelines for the individuals as well. We have 4 the sub-guidelines, and we ask the public to be self-educated on these thoroughly. And we also have the South Korean nationals who flew in from Spain who are on quarantine, and they are amounting to 38 people, and yesterday we had a screening testing of all of them before they are fully released. And 1 have been tested positive, and this person will be sent to the hospital, and the rest of the 37 people, that is, will be being released. And we also have the 43 people who flew in from Spain as well, and all of them have been discharged from the facility, and they have been sent home for self-quarantine, and they will be released on self-quarantine as well. And we will continue to make our efforts to protect and to have strict quarantine measures as well. Starting from the 13th to 24th of April, we had a steady decline in the number of entrants from foreign countries, and the number of South Korean nationals coming to Korea amount to about 2,000, and this has been a 27% decrease. However, when we had our special chartered flights for our nationals, this increased by 3,000. And also the average number of South Korean entrants were about 700 after our strict measures. And also the short-term foreigners who are visiting here in Korea have also decreased from 265 to about 170. So we see that our policies have been effective. And out of the 4,300 people who have come into Korea, our South Korean nationals account to about 70% of them, and majority of them are South Korean nationals. And most of them were the people who have been living here in Korea for a long time through marriage and work and others. And the government, in order to effectively curb any infections from overseas, starting from April 1st, we have been mandating a self-quarantine for 14 days. And we also have a pan-governmental task force so that we can intensify the quarantine measures on these people. And we also established walk-through facilities to screen every one of them who are coming in to Korea. And we also mobilized a lot of volunteers at these airports. And going forward, we will continue to monitor the global outbreak, and we will intensify our control of our borders, and we will continue to exert our full efforts. Through the culture events, we would like to provide a healing for the medical practitioners who are fighting on site. For them, we are preparing, and we are planning to provide a lot of healing sessions through culture events. And in the first half of this year, we will be dispatching these performers to these hospitals, as well as live treatment centers, so that they can enjoy classic opera or pop music or installation artworks. Meanwhile, at the hospitals, as these infection rates are high, we will have strict quarantine measures so that the medical staff can enjoy the cultural activities. We believe that these cultural activities can have a great power of healing, and starting from the latter half of this year, we will also have a special exhibition for these hospitals, and especially for the medical staff who are working on site. We believe that the cultural industry is going through big difficulties, but I extend my deepest thanks to them for participating in this very special event. And going forward, we will continue to ask the culture industry to exert full efforts. And in order to overcome the difficulties inflicted by the COVID-19, there are hidden heroes within our society. And there are also those who are spending sleepless nights at the manufacturers of the face masks, as well as the pharmaceuticals who are also providing the public face masks to our public. And there are also janitors and also those who are dealing with the wastes that happen at the hospitals. Also, there are many volunteers who are delivering free lunches to the vulnerable class, including senior citizens as well as children. And there are also a lot of people who are in the quarantine industry, and the list goes on, and it's difficult for me to mention every one of your names. but I extend my deepest thanks to all of them. Over the weekend, we believe that we will have a warmer temperature and the clear weather as well. And I believe that many people are going to have outings. And also the religious functions are resuming this weekend. However, we once again highlight that the social distancing campaign is carrying out until May 5th. And we ask you to continue to cooperate with the quarantine measures going forward. And every one of the contacts, when you have more contacts, we want to urge the fact that you would increase the risk of infection. So please refrain from any gatherings. Don't be complacent, and we also ask you to exert a mature level of civil awareness, and please take part in our social distancing campaign. And when you use the outdoor sports facilities, please refrain from dining together. And if you have to go to enclosed crowded spaces, keep physical distancing with each other for at least 2 meters. And when you go to crowded places, please keep personal hygiene measures, including washing of your hands and coughing etiquettes. Meanwhile, during the weekend, we believe that we will have a big temperature gap, and we ask you to keep yourself healthy. And during the weekend, if you have any symptoms of fever or respiratory symptoms, do not go to work, and please take good rest at home. Thank you very much.
There you have it. And now to wrap up the briefing, South Korea has confirmed 10 new cases on a Saturday, bringing the total number to 10,781. For the last 7 days, the daily number of confirmed cases has been under 20. And with no deaths for 2 consecutive days, the death toll stands at 240. We have another briefing coming up later in the afternoon, and we'll again be providing live coverage of that session. Until then, goodbye.